Welcome to POAP Curators Community Call number 10, officially hosted in the POAP Community Chats Discord channel, the voice channel. We hold these calls every Wednesday at about this time. It is 7 p.m. Eastern. I am Superphiz. I come from the ETH Staker community, which really that's just what I call home. I hang out in a lot of different places. But I am a decentralization maxi. I call myself the Beacon Chain Community Health Consultant. I am joined by a couple exciting people tonight. Capperton.eth.
What's up? Good evening,
Uh,
everyone. I'm from POAPthon.
Woo! Poapathon. And Cryptox. You should start claiming Cryptox now. What if it becomes bigger than Poapathon?
I guess.
Hopefully not before I get my full set.
Yeah, I saw Woe bot number 37. Woe is a community regular, great guest. Welcome, Woe. You want to say hello?
Hey everybody, I am a POAP enthusiast. I'm a member of the Rocket Pool community and involved in HodlerCon.
Ooh, we'll talk about HodlerCon tonight. And I need to ask, and I'll ask publicly because it's just how I roll. I want to ask about the scope of HodlerCon. I also think that, yes, Woe got a 37 Cryptog, which I'm going to need to acquire that from you.
Until I get my Cryptog full set POAP.
Mr. Mojo, hello, welcome.
Hey everybody, good to be here as always. I'm also from the eStaker team. I'm the intern this year. Also a major POAP enthusiast. Always excited to be here.
And you did, well, we'll talk about your video later. Let's make sure we talk about that because I loved it. And Hanny, welcome Hanny.
Oh, hello, POAP enthusiast as well. I mean, I think we all are. Also from the Rocket Pool community, and I am currently working on building out POAP.directory. It's a collection of POAP resources, which will hopefully be going live very soon.
Can I tell you how jacked up my world is? So the structure of this community call is very much a community call, and so for that reason, we do have POAP staff on hand to answer questions, but they aren't generally participants in the call. But in my mind, Hanny is still like one of the gang, and so yeah.
I'm not one of the gang.
I mean, no,
Ooh, burn,
you all. You know,
Sorry, Frankie.
like if you have capital POAP letters beside you, it means that you know, you're a service provider where we are the community who is engaging in the service, right?
I will immediately change my profile name then.
I was going to do that myself, but then I'm like, I will definitely screw it up. Welcome, Dr. Malachi. I'm glad to have you also.
Hey, glad to be back. Sorry I missed the last couple of weeks, but always glad to be here. Thank you for always letting me come.
Yeah, I'm so glad to have you. I'm going to find something here. Hold on 1 minute. What did I do wrong here? Hey, Dr. Malachi, go to your Discord settings and add me as a friend.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
And so I'm gonna go back and find that call.
Accepted. It's there. We're friends now.
All right, great. I'm just gonna shoot something to you. So tonight we have a lot of really exciting stuff. So I apologize. I am stalling on the get start for this. It's not purposeful. I'm just like I had said in the pre-call. It's important to kind of ease into these calls and feel comfortable doing them. And so it's one of the things that I work on is just like feeling comfortable with a call. Sometimes I detect that I am pushing, like I have to get something done. But for a community call, it's really just about hanging out and kind of sharing what's new. And we do have a lot of new stuff tonight. I'm very excited to share that with you. I think that I did start the POAP claim bot. it is currently running. So I'll tell you about that really quickly. If you're in this channel and you remain in this channel for the duration of this call, which is about 55 minutes, and you don't mute or deafen, that means I don't even like the thought of this, but like if you listen to what we're talking about and kind of engage with us a bit, then at the end of the call, when we kind of shut the bot down or engage the bot in a different way, then you'll be able to go to the POAP claim channel and type slash claim slash POAP slash claim, and the DJ bot will then respond with a POAP for you. These POAPs don't have any monetary value. Hey, you know what? It's a good time for somebody to talk about what POAP is. Who wants to do that? Like really from like a kindergarten level, what a POAP is.
Sure, I can give that a shot. So basically, a POAP, when I really think about POAP, it really is kind of just the name, right? It's proof of attendance. It shows that you went and did something. You met a criteria for participating in something, and you got a small little digital badge that says you did it. It's sort of one of those things where it's like a participation award, but honestly, it's way better because there's so many cool things that you can do with POAPs. And really, that's something that we talk about a lot on this call, too. Not only good practices to actually create a POAP and distribute it, but also the power of POAP and what it's able to do for communities. But I would say that the most basic, simple thing is it is an NFT on, I guess it's Gnosis chain now. It's not XDAI anymore. That if you get a claim code, you're able to mint it for free, and there you go, a little badge that shows you did something.
Awesome. That's a great description. And there's this weird technicality that I talked to Patricio about a while ago, and I don't really, I haven't followed up on it a lot, but he is sort of, or not he, they have sort of dropped the idea of it being an acronym, and now it's just a protocol that's de-acronymized. It's simply POAP. But of course, for us, people. Go ahead.
I was going to say that is true because POAPs have evolved much more into proof of participation and really as bookmarks for life's most remarkable moments. And for as prizes and a variety of other use cases.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it really is in the motto, the bookmarks of your life.
Y'all are missing the most important part.
Go.
Is that they're fun.
I
Hit it right on the head.
Way to get more tweets, more retweets, more. No, sorry, we're not doing that.
No, but I think
if we ever launch a publicly held company, TAP is going to be the Chief Executive Fun, the CEF, the CEOF, the or
CFO,
actually
Chief Fun Officer. Come on.
in the CFO. That's different. In ETHStaker, we have these silly role names. Like Nolan is the Minister of Finance, but you would be our Minister of Fun. That's just how we do it.
Hey, what Patricio, founder of POAP, said, the number one measurement of the success of the company is fun. So I fully embrace that.
That's pretty awesome. Now, I mean, you bring it. Like, I swear, the first couple times I met you, I was like, man, this guy's a little different. But then as I got to know you, I'm like, oh my God, he is the most fun person in all of POAPdom. So I love what you bring.
What's a little different supposed to mean?
Hey, Superphiz, I'll give you a cool a celebration for the community. I was part of a special event last night with Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels, for those that maybe know that world and him as a marketer. But I sent him a text. I created a POAP just for 10 friends that were on the call with me, and it got approved and I sent out. But I also sent that to Russell Brunson so that it may be one of his first awarenesses of POAP. And so, I mean, he's one of the most prolific marketers on the planet, but just introducing new people to POAP and even high level people. So that was fun because he saw the design, saw it, got the code. I don't know if he put it in a wallet yet, but I know that he appreciated it. So that was just a fun win from last night.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about the growth of POAP because hitting the millionth POAP, and I think we're now at 4 million. I think everybody looks at that growth curve and they're like, "Oh wow, it's exponential." But I don't really believe that growth has hit its curve yet. I really believe that because it spreads so easily. I really think it's going that like that 1 to 4 million in a few months is just the beginning. So yeah, it's really cool to hear about influential people who are interested.
Yeah, you also really see it now too. It's on our agenda to talk about a little later, but I guess we can talk about it now, especially since we're talking about the growth of POAP in general. We're really starting to see some of these bigger events starting to use them, like Lollapalooza. Spotify was even using it, and GQ. Those are some examples I had written down here on our agenda sheet. But I think that's really, really cool. Like, we're seeing more and more and more. I think Warner Music Group did a POAP and things like that. It's just so really neat to see this finally being adopted by more mainstream like companies and events, because once this starts happening and really taking off, that's when it's like, I don't know, it's like the sweetness starts, right? Like,
Yeah, I have to tell you something
it's
funny.
like, yes, I can talk to normies about what a POAP is now, not just the nerds on Twitter and here in this community call. No, I can talk to my mom about it and she would understand what it is. So, like, it's really cool that we're really ramping up on adoption now.
When I saw the Lollapalooza integration, I was like, I better check the spelling of this because this can't really be the Lollapalooza. I was like, oh, all the letters line up, and then I tracked it back. It was real.
Yeah.
But it's funny when you reach that adoption when you're like asking your that the same thing happens with like crypto price discovery. Like I don't know how long anybody has been here, but if you ever wake up in the morning and the price is up like 15%, you're like, is this has got to be like a fluke in my browser. So
Like
it's
today.
some of that exciting.
Like everything was
actually
up
looked
today, and I was like, okay, someone discovered something today, because like everything is up like at least 10%.
That
Hey,
is
you know
awesome.
the best part about POAPs is like they're free, so like you don't have to worry about the price. You can just look at them and enjoy them. They're priceless.
Priceless, invaluable. I'm trying to remember right now how to do the strike throughs. Alt Shift 5. I'm looking at this agenda. Hey, so I did a thing. I guess it was last week, right after the call, or maybe it was before the call. A thing I'm pretty proud of. It was a speed run through setting up a POAP. One of the things that we had hoped to talk about tonight, and I don't know if any of the curators want to kind of take us through this, or maybe we can do it. We wanted to talk about POAP delivery, how it's used, and how the community sees the review process. So POAP delivery. Does someone want to lead that charge?
I can't wait to hear this. I love using POAP delivery, and I'm not sure if I do it right or wrong.
Well, hey, Tap, why don't you begin describing it? And how about if anyone who has, basically, we can just fill in the blanks, because you're a guy you're willing to share what you know. So just give us what you got.
Well, here's the problem: is I don't know if I'm going to tell people the wrong way to use it. So
We're all learning together.
okay. I feel like
it!
I'm going to drop alpha like one of my previous calls.
Isn't that why we're here though? Really, to like squeeze alpha out of people?
Yeah. So like I really enjoy POAP delivery. And the reason why is because it allows me to like, have some time on the delivery side and give somebody a reward for participating that proves that they did something, typically associated with activities on chain. And when we say on chain, like they use something for Ethereum, or they did something and we collected their address via like a Google form, for instance. And if you have a list of addresses or ENS names, right, you can then create a POAP first with no codes. You don't need to have any codes. You just have to create it with 0 codes. And then you can go over to POAP delivery in the admin console, and you can request a delivery with the addresses that you have. And so there's a lot of cool ways you can use it in regards to, like, hey, maybe someone participated in making a donation. We did this at POAP-a-thon, so we took those addresses that donated and gave them a POAP, right? I think the key thing to consider here is probably, my guess is you're not saying, hey, go do this activity.
I'm losing you a little bit, Tap. Can someone else confirm whether it's him or me?
He's
yeah,
going
he's,
bad.
Yeah, he's cutting out for me too.
Okay, great. So yeah, Tap really hit the nail on the head. You have this list. It's really great. Like, say you were selling an NFT, and selling an NFT or not, I don't care. Or let's take, for example, Cryptogs. Tap can open up a list of Cryptogs and download all of the people who own a Cryptog. We actually receive these for things like Stoner Cats. I own some Stoner Cats, and every month I get a Stoner Cats holder POAP. But as a community member, you can extract all of those addresses and simply take them to POAP delivery. When you did your setup, you don't request any codes, but then you go to POAP delivery, you enter your you upload all of the addresses there, and then you can notify your community that, hey, you're eligible for a POAP at POAP.delivery. Here's the link. One of my favorite things, and I don't know a lot about Earnify, and I'm not a guy who usually pumps a product that costs money, but there's a platform called Earnify, ERNIFI. What is that? Earnify dot something.
It's Ernie.fi.
It's Ernie.fi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, EARNI.fi.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I want to say it's like maybe $200 a year. So it's not cheap, but for their premium membership, they will claim any POAP for you on POAP delivery instantly. Now, that's not actually the most valuable thing. The most valuable thing is they will also tell you about airdrops that you're eligible for. And airdrops may be a little out of style right now, but you definitely don't want to miss one. I know that as soon as I signed up for Earnify, I found I think a radar.network airdrop that instantly paid me back for my membership. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to everybody. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to stop you there. The most valuable thing is they let you know when you're eligible to do a POAP.vote or POAP.raffle, I think, too, for free.
Yeah.
Do they email about that, or is it just on the interface?
I don't know if they have email. Maybe if you have an account, they might. I go and check it, and I'll see if it has anything available.
I don't check the account that often, but you're right. I have seen the raffles. I actually have 2 raffle tickets available now.
Yeah, I actually got POAP France has a raffle right now for some event in Paris, I think. And like I didn't opt into it because I'm like, there's no way I could go to that event, right? But that's pretty cool. Hopefully someone else wins that, and just so everyone knows on the call here, that's out there. I think it still is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, but it definitely is. Using this platform, I don't know who's behind it, and generally I like to know the creator of something before I promote what they're doing. But even not knowing who's behind Earnify, I still really love what they're providing, and it's
oh, that didn't link out when I typed
really
it in.
cool to stay on top of stuff.
Would like
I
to
can
point
jump
out
in quick
it
and
is
say, like, it's
premium.
Dawson. So the guy who runs Earnify, his name is Dawson. He's a nice guy. He's actually been trying to reach out to the POAP team as well. So good quality dude. Met him in East Denver. Yeah.
Awesome.
Leave it at that.
It's good to hear him vouched for, because even though we're in a quote unquote trustless ecosystem, trust for people still has a place, and I kind of like to know. A sneaky commenter just said the IRS is behind Earnify. No, I don't believe that, but it is. You wonder how much information you're giving away every time you subscribe to this kind of service.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Really, my experiences with POAP delivery are from Earnify because I like never know that I even qualified for a POAP, and I'll go on there and I was like, oh wow, I have like 5 POAPs and POAP delivery waiting for me. Really? Awesome. And then my POAP collection goes up by 5 POAPs, and I'm happy. So
Yes.
I love me some POAP delivery. It's like a Christmas present, not on Christmas sometimes.
And
Can
so,
use,
go ahead.
can you use delivery with an ENS name? I think I remember
Yes.
someone saying that there is a bug.
No, it
Okay,
works.
that's good.
Yeah, it works. The one thing I would say is like the form can be extremely finicky if you have any parsing errors, or like not exact addresses, and it's a little bit hard to troubleshoot. But that more often is associated with user error, like myself.
Yeah. Oh no, same. Like if you can sanitize the addresses before you input them, you're set. But the first time that I tried to use it, I did some deduplication, and I did the deduplication, which included a step that was I changed everything to uppercase, which also changed my OX to uppercase, and so I did my deduplication, and I could have shifted to lowercase, but it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind. So I uploaded them, and for like 2 hours, I was like, why won't it work? And it was because I had an invalid character in there but it doesn't, at this moment, it's not developed in a way that gives you that feedback that says invalid character. It just says failure. But I'm sure it'll get there in time. Yeah, so let's do a couple more agenda items, and then I want to say POAP dating. That I have become obsessed with the idea of POAP dating, and I don't mean necessarily romantic dating. I just mean the idea of like knowing who in the world you have a lot of POAPs in common with. So, like, if I have 400 POAPs and you have 400 POAPs, it would be neat to know, like, we are a 20% match or we're a 80% match. That would be so cool at like
It's the future.
a conference.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Wow.
I believe it will. I saw some alpha about it from a really smart Dune Analytics user. I just, when you go to a conference, it would be so cool to just maybe even in a room of people know who to connect with. Like, what I was
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
you've been to 2 similar events before, so you have some talking points to go to.
Yeah, you know what your background is like. Hey, what did you think of, POAP Community Call 10? And it's like, oh well, this or that. Like it instantly gives you that background. So I just got a comment. Someone has the person who's working on POAP dating, and I don't even know if that's the name of it. It's just a cool thing. So it is progressing. Very exciting. It's not a real thing, by the way. It's
not yet.
It is a real thing.
It's not a real thing
Not yet.
but it will be. But I actually wanted to talk about this a little bit because I do think it is an interesting concept. For a while there, I was one of the people who forayed into the online dating thing before I met my current girlfriend. Well, hopefully future wife. But anyway, like, yeah, exactly. Anyway, she would say the same thing, man. Oh, good save, Mojo. Anyway, I think it would be pretty cool now. Don't get me wrong, I think it would be tough because, unfortunately, there's really not a lot of women in our community at the moment. Which, hey, women, where are you? But, anyway...
not to create the biggest... Women in NFT is the biggest, one of the biggest crypto communities I can think of. NFT-based. And they're a somewhat regular issuer that we see in discourse.
The thing is, though,
let's move away from the gender specification.
Yeah,
like,
true.
It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. Like, POAP dating can just be any 2 people who click. And
dating.
Do what dating? What now?
Investor speed dating. VC dating. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, like it. I mean, romantic connections could happen, but let's not sell ourselves short and say
No.
that it has to be boy girl. It could be
Doesn't have to be
any two
eHarmony.
people who share common interests. Something can spark up. I think I think it's a
didn't mean
fun
that.
use
I
of the
just
dating
meant-
idea.
I just meant by like other communities that have more diversity within our ecosystem. That's all I meant by mentioning that.
No,
Definitely
yeah, I
foresee a
think
use
valid.
case where if just to hang out, like if I'm moving to a new city, I could, search who near me has attended an event that I have, kind of kick things off or, find similar interests for hobbies, just to begin making friends in a new area or just to hang out on the weekend.
Yeah, I love the potential for that, and I think it's gonna evolve significantly over time.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll see, right?
Kevster made a good point in the chat too. It really would amplify the networking effect of POAP, because like having some sort of service like that where you can match your POAPs, that's like ultimate networking, isn't it? Like you're really able to use it to point yourself towards people that you can most likely have a conversation with. And really, at the end of the day, that's all we really want, or at least that's all I really want. Like, I just want to be able to talk to someone and it not be lame.
How's this for a name? Proof of affiliation protocol.
You know, well, what's funny when there was the discussion of what's the future of branding for POAP, my idea was to have all of these POAs, like a ton of them, like achievement, acceleration, attendance, affiliation, and just kind of like not give up the acronym, but just sort of find a bunch of different A's that would fit everything. But I lost that. But it was still a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it.
So hey, IYK, someone asked me recently about how people can get involved with the touchless POAP delivery, and that's provided by IYK. And
Are they out of the
you all-
private beta yet?
Yeah, no, I think it is still private beta. But who can someone talk to us about IYK? I know a few people observed it at ETH Denver.
Yes, I was waiting to talk about this. Oh man, I freaking love this technology. And I actually like the people, the devs behind this too. Really great guys. But so my experience with this tech is basically it was like a giant button, and you could put your phone up to it, and it'll literally just mint the POAP for you, and it's so cool and easy. And now they're having this technology where instead of it being this big button, it's basically this little credit card looking thing, but it does the same thing. You're able to tap your phone to it, and it will just mint the POAP right there for you. So cool and so easy, and something that they're doing now too. They're trying to put these little, like the antennas that's used in this tech to make it work. They want to put it in physical items, and you'll also get an NFT with that physical item. And so if you have the physical item, essentially you're supposed to have the NFT, and then if you sell it, you just kind of tap it to the next person, and now they have the NFT and they have the physical item. It's really neat.
So I have this fantasy of like going to a sports event or a concert, and your seat has a like a NFT,
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
in it, and you sit down, and it's like, hey, do you want to claim, having attended this event? And then you go early and you sit in every seat that you can, so that you can claim all of them.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Or even just on the ticket. It could be a QR code printed out on the ticket.
Oh yeah. Well, but so now you're doing it easy. I was trying to make it complicated.
I'm just trying to prevent someone from coming to my seat before me and stealing mine.
Yeah. So IYK, where we were at, they produced this device called IYKYK, which is sort of a round NFT device where you can just touch our NFC device, and they're also producing little NFC chips that you can carry around like in your wallet or something. The big news here is that POAP has invested in that company as kind of a third-party provider. So it's really great to see that POAP is growing fast enough that it's also investing in other third-party companies. So very exciting. Hey, this light.io, I don't know who put that in the notes. Do we know?
Yeah, that was I commented that to you. But it's light.so /home if you want their advertising
Yeah, I
page.
want
And
to
we
try
actually
it right
have
now.
the creator here somewhere. His
Okay.
name is Kakinoki, SHUNKAKINOKI.
This is the same one that I brought up last week or the week before, but I just couldn't find the POAPs in common feature, and that was the one that I was most interested in. That's what I'm calling POAP dating.
Yeah, so that was actually a my bad. That's what I
Okay.
thought it was, and that's what got me really excited. And maybe that's a potential path that they could go down. But it was actually just other people that have that app.
Cool. And I'm a new member. Is this is the developer of that platform here now?
He said he was.
And do you know his
You are-
username?
Yeah,
Raise your hand at the
SHUN.
top.
Okay, I see him. Yeah, let's add him as a speaker. Welcome. Can you hear us?
I don't see him added yet.
I tried.
There
Sorry.
you go.
Oh yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome.
Yes.
Hi. Glad to have you.
Oh hi, thank you. Yeah, so
Thanks for
Hannibal.
coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, super glad to be here, and yeah, I was just a huge fan of POAPs, and I made kind of light so that like you can like actually like discover or connect with people that like you like went to the same POAP event with. So that was kind of like my idea.
So is there a find feature, or is it that I scroll through and just look at the POAPs?
Uh, um, how can I demonstrate this? For example, like if you go to like the Explorer,
Huh?
there's like circles that also represent like DAOs that you have voted for, and also like POAPs that you have attended. And if you click on it, you can see other people that have also attended the same event.
Awesome. I'm seeing Friends with Benefits Pro. Okay. Oh, very cool.
Thank you.
I love it.
It's a very
Right.
sleek interface.
Yeah. Now I'm busy clicking on all of the POAPs that I hold to to find out who that community is. Very cool.
It's nice how you could follow people too.
Do you
I could
have
see that.
ideas?
Go ahead.
No, you first, Annie.
I was just going to say that, I look into your profile, for instance, I could see multiple people are following you.
Following
Your profile,
shoot,
so
I
they could
have
see.
6 followers.
Yeah, you Superphiz. I'm one of them. In fact, you're
Yeah,
the only
they're all
person
my
I'm
friends.
following
You're
at the moment.
following 8 people.
I may have yeah, I think I did that when I was checking out the platform. Dion Logic Beach,
Not even following
yeah, some
me.
ENS
Sad
people.
face.
I don't know who this Vitalik.eth guy is, but he has a lot of followers. Probably a very interesting fellow.
Yeah, well, yeah. One of like if you look at Vitalik's, he has a lot of POAPs from like his like the early DevCon, and like going back to see like who attended like DevCon 1 was like super interesting for me.
Yeah. I'm going to him now.
And as a dev, it's just like fascinating to see that like the DevCon 1 POAP is event number 3. Like wow.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Very cool. All right. Thank you so much for
What are some
sharing.
future plans?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I want to make it so that like you can like follow friends and like see like everything that the your friend is doing like across like if they attended a POAP, like you'll be able to know it. If they did voted for the DAO, like you could like be notified, and like also DeFi transactions as well.
Oh, I just noticed the feed. tab. So all that stuff would show up on the feed if you follow them.
Yes.
Very interesting.
That's if your friends all go to a party but they didn't invite you, you would know. You'd be like, what? and they're gonna claim it in real time. So it's gonna be like 7 o'clock, and you're gonna get like all these notifications that all of your friends are at a party, and nobody told you.
Yeah, so instead of it having to be like the rumor mill, you can just go and look at the feed and already know.
How about let's do a few of the Slido questions. I think it's a good time. We do have quite a few more agenda items, but I do love to get the Slido in.
The what in?
So we have a Slido deck, and so we probably need to share that and also post the link again. I think that link ends up getting lost.
Oh no, I can get it right now.
Great. Hey,
You go, everybody. But I did have 3 questions that I did already have written down. Just ones that I've been sitting there, and I'm like, these could make for good discussion, and I do want to talk about them. So this one's actually from Kepster. He had a few shows ago. He had asked, how would the community react if POAPs couldn't be transferred?
I don't know if I would be a fan of it. The ability to move them to a new wallet, I think, is very important, because while it's nice to think you'll have the same wallet address the rest of your life, sometimes certain things happen, like maybe upgrading to a new hardware wallet or something like that, and you'll have a new address. So I think it's very important to be able to move them along with you and with your new addresses.
Yeah.
Hey, on this note, I do want to add, like, we've been discussing experimenting with non-transferable tokens, and we think that there is some good use cases. I don't think that this is necessarily a great one. I think the good example is like, you own it, you're able to transfer it. That sort of stuff is important, especially if like you lose your keys or you need to transfer your wallet for security purposes. But there are some things that I know on the crypto side we're planning on experimenting with that implements non-transferable and ways in which that could be leveraged or used.
I claimed my first soulbound NFT this week, which I was very excited about. Bright ID reached 10,000 followers on Twitter, and they I do not know who can claim it, but if you go to 10kcelebration.brightid.org there, and I'll post it in the community, I was able to mint my first soulbound NFT. And so on one hand, it is only fun. So it's because you're never going to be able to sell it. It's linked to that address. But it is kind of a neat, new, and exciting future for NFTs. And as you probably know, POAPs are technically NFTs. They are a class of NFTs, so they could also be soulbound.
To mind, most popular soulbound project is the Worm. You guys familiar with the Church of the Worm?
I've heard of it.
Yes.
It's a project where you can only retain a copy. You get I'm pretty sure it's a soulbound copy, and the only way to get the worm is it for the person that has the original copy to transfer it to you. So it's an NFT that's being transferred and replicating its soulbound copies amongst the wallets that hold it.
Wait, is this like a couple years old now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually and I think they had one called Mold as well back in the day. Yeah, I was not aware that was soulbound. That's very cool.
Hey, don't quote me on it. I'm like 70 to 80% sure it is.
No, it's okay. I mean, even being exposed to a new and interesting project is worth it, even if you don't get all the details correct. It's still very interesting. So we're talking about Church of the Worm. Dr. Malachi was interested in chatting about some physical NFT distributions for Easter. Do you want to tell us about that, Dr. Malachi?
Absolutely. So I've got a few churches I'm working with because I also am a pastor. And I thought Easter is the biggest day of the year for most churches. Churches are finally having physical gatherings again, thinking getting their people who will start to donate crypto and things of that nature. This year being the first year that churches have a way where people that attend, QR code goes up on the screen or whatever device they have, and people can have a POAP for attending Easter 2022 at said church. And honestly, this could help, you know, pastors and churches and denominations, incentivizing a behavior after the fact that they want, which is actually people to attend. And so I don't think this has been done anywhere yet per se that I know of. So I think POAPs have a great opportunity even in the faith space for some unique events. So I'm doing it for a few churches this year for Easter, helping them design, create, and figure it out. So it's hard to guess how many codes they're going to need, but it will be a interesting case study in about 6 more weeks. So anyway, I'm excited about it. The faith space is an untapped space right now in NFT world and in POAP world.
It's really interesting. Go Tat.
So I was gonna say, like, it could be really fun to do secret code at a church, because like I think that could be a good place of like open your app up and type in the word. I don't know. I don't go.
It could be like the
traditionally.
verse of the week.
The secret word is Jesus.
It could be like Galatians 2:29, and then you like have to know, you've got to know something about it.
Is Austin 316 a religion?
Incorporate the.
Then you gamify it and make it fun, So no, I like that. I like the secret word idea. I like incentivize. I like fun, creative, innovative, pioneering new things. So I like the idea. So this will be the first year Easter that I think we'll see POAPs for churches, and I think they'll try to do it for more things. But this will be the first year that several churches do it. And I've got a few large churches that are interested, and then some smaller churches. So.
That's really cool. How do you think the adoption is going to be like on that? Like, how many people do you think would actually mint those POAPs?
So the leaders of the church are going to have to communicate to people, because if people don't know what they are, they're not going to know a thing about it or be ready. So I think it's to the degree of the innovativeness of the pastor of the church. I could end up eventually seeing like Life.Church, being an innovator in this. And other churches, well, I think it's up to the leaders to you always got to educate first. And so how they do that will be creative. I mean, and just imagine they start doing this for, Bible studies or prayer meetings or whatever they do, or outreach events they do for communities. So it all comes down to bringing awareness and education, because I do think there's still a learning curve. Churches are sometimes the least likely to change. So it's all about the leader. It's up to them to bring their people on. But that's just this year. They'll be in a few years. Everybody will know and have wallets. We know this. So I just think it'd be cool to say that we were there for some of the first. So
tell me why I'm just imagining some person being like, "You can't talk about my relationship with Jesus. Look at my POAP gallery. You'll see."
Exactly. Or, I love Jesus more than you. Look at my POAP gallery.
Yeah. Look at how much I attend church and all the functions. Yeah, I have the proof.
So I feel like it hasn't even launched, and it's already morphing into. Anyway, no, Dr. Malachi, I think it's an awesome idea. It's really great to kind of I love to say POAP makes us more of who we are, because when it gets to like gamifying religion related things, I don't think it's likely to change who you are as a religious person, but it's more likely to help you become more of who you are as a religious person. And what I mean by that is, if I were a religious person and I knew that I would get a POAP for going to church on Sunday, I might be more likely to attend the service just because of the POAP. But in fact, I already was someone who wanted to attend. It just got me out of bed. So I find that very interesting.
Put a little pep in your step.
Exactly. So I like it, and I'm happy to share ideas with you guys on as we do this. So absolutely, I'm with you.
Cool. We talked about integrations earlier. We talked about IYK and then Lollapalooza, Spotify, GQ, but also Pull Together and Ledger. Does anybody know? So both very big providers. Does anybody know anything specific about those integrations? Like how is Ledger actually doing some type of integration, or is it like just one of those acknowledgement partnership kind of things?
I think Oots would be perfect to talk about Pull Together. Or not. Oh, there he goes.
Well, I can do that, but we can talk about Ledger first and then circle back.
Or both. I whatever you've got. I heard the news, but I don't know the details, so I'm wide open to hear anything.
Okay, in Pull Together's case, I think it was more so about how they've been using them because they've been using them really well. And like Pull Together's utility for POAPs and stuff is really good, where we've rewarded POAPs to people who snapshot vote, to people who delegate, to people who hold the token through POAP delivery. We do a weekly community call, and I hand draw like a unique design every week. We're about to hit we're at like week 51 or something, so almost at a year. And yeah, in Pull Together's case, there's a really, really deep synergy between POAP and the way the Pull Together community operates. So there's an article that Shark put out on it that explains it really well, and I'd recommend people just go check that out. Maybe I can find it for you quick, and I'll post it in the community calls chat.
And I want to apologize because I zoned out for a minute. I was thinking about something else real quick. Are you giving out like weekly POAPs for participation in Pull Together? Is that a fair representation?
No. So
Okay.
no, there's weekly POAPs for the community calls for attending that I draw.
Okay.
And then there's other POAPs for other actions as well, like if you've participated in a vote, like
Okay.
a governance vote, if you've participated in delegating. So delegating is a feature where you can give someone else your chance to win without having to give them your money.
Okay. So
I think
I want to be a depositor. As a depositor, is there an opportunity to earn POAPs?
Yeah, through delegating there would be, and if you were deposited into Pool Together, then you would have received the 1 year anniversary of Pool Token existing POAP.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Actually, it has been. I played with Pull Together a lot when it opened, but it's been a while since I've been there. I think I'm ready to go back for a while and just. I'm in. I'm out. I'm all around.
I like the gamification of V4 in that it's like you can deposit on Polygon or on Avalanche and stuff, so you don't have to deal with the Ethereum gas fees. And you can go every day and check to see if you won a prize. And if you did, cool. And if you didn't, okay, well, you go back the next day. No big deal.
I just remembered. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, keep going.
Oh, I was going to say I remembered why I pulled out of Pull Together, and it was because it was like March of 2020, and I needed to prevent my CDP from liquidation, and I like cashed out my Pull Together, and that's like I just haven't made it back yet.
Good to know. That's a fair reason, though. That's
It was
totally
a
a
poor
fair
choice.
reason.
I should have just stuck with Pull Together.
Okay, I think I found the article, so I'm going to post it in the community calls channel for everybody.
Awesome.
So yeah, people who like help us translate and people who are on the different operations teams, and so you can use these as almost like a resume, I guess. I consider POAPs in a way like my on-chain resume. Like I perform actions and stuff like that, and I get rewarded with POAPs, and then I can leverage those later on by being like, "Hey, look at my POAP collection. Look at all the stuff I've done." And who's going to argue with me if I have hundreds of these things? So
yeah, I love the meme, the consecutive O's. That's it's a fun one. So I can't wait to learn more about that. Something that's a little tangential but similar is Giveth is also giving POAPs for participating. It gives me the same kind of like public good vibe that Pull Together does. So that's pretty cool. Ledger, does
Cheers.
anybody know? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say cheers. I don't know anything about the ledger thing, so no.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, we'll learn more about that, I guess. Ledger's integrating POAP. Oh, we did do one Slido question. Let's see what else we got. Oh, someone is asking about. So, Tap, can we talk about Cryptox for a second? So
Yes. Sorry, I was on mute.
there-
Yeah, we can talk about.
that's fine. A couple
what we're doing there.
questions in the community calls channel about my Cryptog collecting style. And so yes, I do collect Cryptogs. I am a little bit obsessed. And I do actually target one specific Cryptog, and there's no big reason behind it other than I think it's fun to kind of play games with markets. And so there are 71 Cryptogs, and there's one in particular that I have bought a lot of just because I felt like it. Is that fair?
It looks cool. I think it's made by Little Tulip, is it?
Yeah, it is.
The heart.
Can
And it
I
was
ask-
created on Nifty Inc.
I didn't know Little Tulip had created it. Like I've supported Little Tulip in the past because I've liked some of their art. But when I purchased it, I was not actually aware that Little Tulip had created it. I just was scrolling through my collection and I was like, I like that one, I like that one. And then when it got to 37, I was like, I want to buy a few of these, and it has just kind of spiraled out of control a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the whole project, like we didn't originally intend to launch an NFT project, but a lot of what the whole project kind of pulled off of was POAP at its core, which is everything is free. You had to have a little bit of Matic to mint, but like you had to prove that you attended certain things and held POAPs in your wallet. Predominantly, you got a POG pack at ETH Denver, or you were a core participant of our community. So it was really a way to like do something fun and give back to everyone that participates. And so I think like that's a big part of what POAP as a whole like is at its core, which is it's free, it's accessible, anybody can participate. And so if you're thinking about how to use POAPs within your community, I think that's a good way of like you're trying to reward participants that have actually made effort and done something. And so for us, we chose to create the NFTs on Matic because one, it was accessible, and two, there's a large existing market that a platform supports to collect these. But what we really didn't realize or understand and do intentionally is like, well, now we've created a 71 set of togs, we call them, or Cryptogs Reborn, and like those are super fun to collect. And then we just created a POAP, so if you collect the full set, which I think so far we're somewhere around like 14 or 15 people, you get this really epic POAP that it's actually designed and they're in our community by Amadeus Designs, which is super cool. So there's still a few of them available, and like of course there's an expiration. We're saying like end of March. But one thing to highlight is Amadeus Designs also designed some of the POAPs at ETH Denver for like the Balancer Party and some other ones. Like they're in addition to our service, they're like they're like a purpose built design studio that a lot of times competes through POAPathon. So they're always giving back. Like they did that for free work wise. So just kind of cool of like we're looking at different ways in how we interlace utility. Now that one I could use POAP the delivery service for, but I choose not to because it's only 25 people and addresses. So that's something that's like much more I could do manually, and it's almost like an award to be able to give someone that POAP that they achieved that, because it's a pretty big milestone for the project to collect 71 NFTs. And then we have a cool leaderboard that like now shows it's almost like a TOPS checklist, right? Which ones you have or which ones you don't. But we're now looking at these POG sets, dropping them at other events like NFT.NYC with a POAP inside. And this is essentially what is going to connect these in real life experiences with a POG pack that you got for free to a digital experience where you might get an NFT that you can then play a game with. So I'm a pretty big fanatic of like taking IRL digital and then taking digital back to IRL or AFK or whatever you want to call it. Those are ultimately, I think, are like the biggest experiences actually that POAPs can really help drive. That are just invaluable because then you have these experiences in person and then you reconnect in the digital Web3 metaverse, whatever, which is pretty sweet.
Cool. Yeah, I obviously I'm obsessed with POAPathon, and by extension of that Cryptox. I didn't think I would be, to be honest. I was like, yeah, they're cool, but I love this bridge over between physical and digital. So thank you so much for working on that.
Yeah, it should be fun. We are about to do NFT.NYC, like planning around that as well. So if people are interested, just don't hesitate to DM me on Discord.
I dropped the newsletter for POAP in the community calls, and we're about to wrap up. But there's something, if you look at that link, because I can't, what can I not do? Actually, I can just copy this picture, maybe. No. There is something called POAP by the numbers that I wanted to hit really quick before we finish tonight. See if I can find that upload, because I want to share that picture. There we go. It's a little bit about the growth of POAP, and I'm not here. My role in this call is not really to pump POAP. Like if you're here, you already are interested. But I do get excited about some stuff like this, and the thing that really gets me here is POAPs reserved by email is 6,600. And to me, that really says that there are a bunch of people who are claiming POAPs but don't yet have Ethereum wallets. And so a bunch of these people are going to fall off, but many of these people are going to be onboarded to Ethereum through POAP. And I just think that's like the wildest thing ever.
Can I take a moment to say that I love this newsletter?
Yes.
It is
and
amazing.
So Ross from POAP writes that, and so big shout out because it's kind of. Go ahead, Mojo. I stole your thunder. You want to hit it?
Oh no, it's perfectly fine. That was pretty much all I really wanted to say. Just like Ross, dude, you're amazing, bro. Like seriously, you help us on this call more than you might expect, because we can look at that newsletter and be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let me study this thing so I can talk about it in the show. Like it's helping keep me like up to date what's happening with POAP too, because sometimes like you don't know where to look for things, but he's just doing such a phenomenal job really aggregating information and putting it there so that we can look at it and really know what's going on. It's so cool.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that leads me to something else, and I am going to end the bot in just a few seconds. Let's leave the video running or the recording running, because one of the Slido questions that you put up is really valuable for that, Mr. Mojo. It feeds off of this POAPs reserved by email. Annie asked, how can we sync our wallet address to our email address? And if I recall correctly, you can do that. Well, actually, is there someone here who can describe that process accurately so that I'm not winging it? So let's say you use the app to claim, but you claimed to your email, and then you're going to get an email saying your setup is not complete yet. You need to finish these steps. Is anybody familiar with those steps, or do we want to save that for next week?
I'm unfortunately not familiar.
Yeah, me neither. Might be good to do it next week.
Yep. In fact, let's see if we can get a video together Mr. Mojo, if you're available, I would love
I was
to
going
see
to
if you could
say,
create.
in fact, I will reserve the POAP from this show to my email just to see how it works.
That is great. I loved, if you haven't, you probably don't know this, but on the ETH Staker YouTube channel, Mr. Mojo posted a video about setting up a NUC today, an Intel NUC for staking. And it was just really well done. I don't know if it's right to say it's cute, but it was,
Cute.
I was very amused by it. And so I really appreciate
Adorable.
Yes, just
that.
adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's one of those
Adorable.
things that it was really long overdue. I want to thank Sam, who is not only an ETH staker but also works for POAP. He pretty much product managed me so well to actually get this thing done. I'm so thankful for his support and managerial skills and me getting this thing done. But I actually made like 2 drafts of this video. In the first one, I was like, okay, like I'm trying to be professional and show that I know things, but I was like, you know what? I'm trying to be some authority on something that I'm really not. I should just be me. And I pretty much filmed like all the in between, like everything besides like me constructing and like my issues with installing Linux on there. Everything else in between, I just decided to film like that day because I was like, okay, that day being yesterday. So I was like, okay, I gotta fix this. This is boring. So, yeah, hopefully I made it not so boring.
I need to hop in for 2 seconds and say that I definitely screwed something up. I don't set up the degen bot a lot, and I failed to respond to a request for information. And what I just did is I just ran the degen bot. So for people who are in the call now, I think it's tracking you. Tracking you. I don't know if I like the sound of that. It's monitoring your attendance. The thing is, I don't know how long it has, if it's like a percentage of the time. So let me think. I'm going to post a form in
Hey, everyone has to be on for at least 10 minutes.
So we're gonna run this thing for 10 more minutes. Can we do that?
Yeah, so maybe
That's
maybe we can open it up too. Yeah, I do see some people in the audience. I don't
That's
know
a
if
great idea.
Genetics is up to talk. We could just open it up.
Yeah, so I
did we
definitely
end
want to
formally?
Yeah, I want to apologize if I messed up your time or your schedule. It wasn't intentional, but I do want to do what I can to make sure we get that POAP. So we'll run this call at least 10 or 15 more minutes before I close the bot. So if you're here now, we're gonna extend the call and we'll make sure that everybody gets a chance to get it. Even then, I can't guarantee it's gonna work. And if it doesn't, I do apologize.
More talking, yes, Kev. Yes, more talking. So
Right.
guys, what do we want to talk about?
I have to jump, but thanks for having me. I'm going to drop to attendance.
Hey, it might
Thank
be
you so
worth.
much.
Oh, Genetics is up here now. I was gonna say, like, if anybody in the community wants to come up, keep it open for them. What's up, Genetics?
Hey guys.
Yeah, sure, we can go
Look
ahead and
out,
kick
a
off.
Genetics is on stage. Yeah, I had messaged Superphiz something and he's like, well, there's a community call tonight. You should probably get on the community call. And I was like, okay. So
You sound like you're doing a lot better.
you say that, and I think I am, and then I'll try to do something at the BDAO, and I'll do something really, really dumb, and everyone's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. So at least I sound good.
Oh, so you're on drugs, is what you're saying.
I sound like, well, maybe I'm acting like it. For all of you who don't know, I had a horrible bout of a stomach flu over the weekend, and I was wrecked, man. I had to go to the emergency room. It was awful. So I missed being on the POAPathon show, and I would have gotten to talk to Superphiz then too. So, and a bunch of other boys. It was a bro show.
It was totally.
I'm checking
good to
out
have
a
you
question
on.
here. Yeah, welcome. There's a question here that I missed, and someone is asking me. As POAP says, it is attendance proof to learn and hear about projects that make value, and when someone gets it, it's exclusively for that person. So why is it transferable? So that's actually kind of interesting. It was initially a limitation of ERC 721, or I guess you could call it a limitation of ERC 2721. It's the spec, the specification that POAP was developed on is a specification that allows for transfers of tokens. And as it kind of matured and developed, people began to realize, hey, some of these, it would make more sense if they couldn't be moved. And that's when the idea of soulbound was proposed. And the idea of soulbound is that an NFT like POAP is minted to an address, and that address is somehow included in the minting, and that can prevent it from moving. But it wasn't a specific part of the design that they be movable. It's sort of when they were movable, POAP realized this is a feature of the platform. We can't stop it, so we might as well accept it and embrace it. And that's sort of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a question. Is and this is more maybe for POAP folks, but like I believe you can mint them to Ethereum, but there's a 0.1 ETH fee now. Is that accurate, or does anyone know the details on that?
So I can tell you the official party line is details are not available, and if you know, you know, and you may choose to do that if it's something that interests you. So you're not going to get.
That's fine.
You're not going to get like a super clear answer on that from anyone right now.
Well, okay, there's two things I can jump in with. One is Patricio in the feedback channel at some point did mention that like the long-term goal is that the creator of the POAP, or sorry, the issuer of the POAP will be able to choose what that migration fee is. And I believe it's a migration fee. I don't know if you have to, if you were to initially mint it to ETH, I don't know if you have to, I might be wrong. But I think it's to use the migration feature, which to be fair is a very novel feature. Most NFTs, you do not have the option of bridging them between networks. So it's kind of fair if they want to charge them for that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was just kind of interested because somebody came in the community with a snapshot, and I was like, I have no idea. We do get a lot, like occasional support requests at POAPathon because of the name, and yeah, normally we kindly are like we try and help them, so we don't like send people over to POAP for like basic questions, just to inundate support. But yeah, the aspect of like, you know, things like that, it's like I have no idea, go ask POAP, right? Is the mentality there. So
yeah, they have purposely chosen to be a little mum about that migration and its feature. You can tell that it goes to a wallet called community, like POAP community or something, but they have not like I guess in a way they've specifically said we don't want to share public details about this yet.
hey, that's cool. And then the other thing I just want to mention that we missed, since we're still on here waiting for a POAP, and I would wait until about 8:15, so we got like 7 more minutes. So the other thing everyone on this call should know is right now there is a program called Gitcoin Grants. And Gitcoin Grants is what was part of what originally helped fund POAP and eStaker and a bunch of other great projects in the Ethereum community. This program does quadratic funding. So if you put funding towards a project like eStaker or POAPathon or Nifty Inc. or anything you see there, there's tons of projects that are affiliated with POAP one way or another as well. Even donating $1, there's a lot of times a contribution that gets multiplied, and that funding is really meaningful. So I just want to encourage everyone, like, if you're not familiar with Gitcoin Grants or you haven't already checked it out, and then there, like some of the other projects, like Pizza DAO uses POAPs religiously. They just got their grant up today. So just hopping on there, checking them out, and making, you know, a few single dollar or $10 or whatever you can afford donations can really, really go a long way. So if there's other favorite projects, you'll have Bankless Academy uses POAPs. I'm trying to remember all the ones I'm supposed to shill, but yeah, I just want to encourage
Protocol
everyone to do
DAO.
that.
Did you say Protocol DAO?
Yeah, Protocol Dial. Were
Mm.
you gonna say something?
Yeah, I use POAPs to. Oh yeah, what's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm the guy that posted up that snapshot of for my post for my POAP party. Somebody tried to migrate theirs without the app, and it was gonna charge them point 0.1 ETH for it, right? And I asked if that was gonna happen, shouldn't I get compensated for that since I created the art? But he said that he didn't know. Tonight itself, I'm waiting for two phrases to come back. I just had a rugged POAP VR party just now because they didn't give me the POAP code, confirmation. And then I have another one Friday. Now the scary part about it is that it's a lot of big names coming to this thing now. I have music artists, different things coming to this. I just finished giving out a Grammy NFT to the real Grammy from the music people and stuff like that. They gave me the power to give out NFTs, whatever. But now I have these POAP parties coming, right? And I'm starting to get a little bit of friction. My first one was like a sold out. Like, boom, I only put 50 out there and everybody ate it up. It's like 50 more people came. There's like, where's the POAPs? I'm like, you should have been at the event, you know? But this is the problem that I'm having, right? I need to know if I'm gonna put my artwork on this thing that I could go right now and go make my own NFTs. I could go on Polygon, all that stuff, and make my own thing. I already have a collection of that. Have 35 pieces already on Polygon, right? Why am I gonna create a POAP to go give the people for free? And when they go mint, I'm not getting anything from it. It's like dead
Oh,
in the wind.
yeah. Hey, Rizzo. Yeah,
What's
like
up?
one thing I think this is great. One thing to distinguish if you're trying to monetize what you're doing, uh, you should go and create your own NFTs.
No, but it's not the
Um,
monetization though. It's that's not the thing, right? I don't really care about that part, right?
yeah,
With
okay,
my
cool.
POAP,
Yeah,
yeah,
I can separate that. So
yeah.
like knowing that is good. The
Mhm.
POAP issuance side. So
Mhm.
it sounds like you're a little bit newer to POAP. Is that right?
Well, I have 21 POAP. Okay, let me clear it up. I have over 100 NFTs, 25 different projects, about 6 different chains. I have 21 POAPs, right? And then
Yeah.
then I
And is
decided to
this
create my own.
yeah? So
So,
you're a first time issuer. So
yeah,
part
first
of
time.
yeah. So part of what your experience is as a first time issuer, POAP initially they have a way to kind of start building trust with people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a discourse which allows you, so when you make a request, they review within 24 hours. If for some reason you didn't receive your requests, and there could be multiple reasons,
Mm-hmm.
you can go to the POAP discourse, which is linked in the Discord, and
Mm-hmm.
you basically then create I forget the name of it, but it's basically like a ticket that says that you then say, "Hey, I request this POAP. Here's how I'm supposed to use it," and they
Mm-hmm.
will give you feedback. Then at that point,
Mm-hmm.
why they declined the use. So my advice is you probably should submit these, 48 to 72 hours in advance to give you time. If you
So
don't
can I
get them
do it
within
now?
20, yeah. So if you already submitted and you didn't get them, I would go to that discourse link. I think it's uh, in the POAP.
Yeah, in the email that they send you.
Yeah, it's in the email that you send it. You open a ticket there and you put the details in, and then they will get back with you relatively quickly and either give you a reason of why it got declined or
Mm.
what additional information they need, or they might even say, "Hey, this is your second time issuing. If you're requesting a lot more codes,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
still on this level, so we're gonna only give you this many."
yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because the first time I only asked for 50, right? And then it was the links, right? So, I was having fun with the links when they come there, I'll drop a
Yeah,
link here and there and then make them do like a little treasure hunt, find a link kind of stuff. But the second time, I was like, wow, people was coming in and it minted out. So I'm like, hey, maybe I should go get 100, right? And then I did two of them, and I'm like 100 for here and 100 for this one. They probably was like, this guy is crazy.
Well, and
Oh,
that hey, and that's okay. And another question is like, it sounds like, are you distributing them on Discord or
I have my
how are you?
own I have my own Discord, right? It's called the Meta Office, right? It's the
Okay,
big boss,
cool.
yeah, the big boss universe, right? So it's for entrepreneurs, investors, and business owners, right? Professionals, right? We come there, we handle business, but we also have fun after hours. So the after hour part is the virtual reality thing that I own. I own a couple of those because of the NFTs that I own. So I let them come into space, via cell phone or Oculus, right? And they could come around, listen to the music. I have a DJ in there. And then at the end of it, I just give them, I give them a POAP, but the POAP has utility. I own a sneaker designer store, drop shipping and distributing company. So I give 10% off of the products that they could buy off of my Discord.
yeah,
So so they're getting something in return and an incentive to hold the POAP. See, I want them to
absolutely.
hold it. I don't want them to sell it, right? But the lady said that, oh, I'm gonna go sell it, right? And then it was that I was like, yo, hold on. If you're gonna sell it and you're gonna get this, like they're gonna get $300 for it, shouldn't I get like at least 250 or something? You know?
Yeah, basically, you are getting you're offering them a loyalty reward, and instead
Yeah,
of them utilizing the loyalty reward, they're selling it because they don't see the value in the loyalty, and that's something that they're taking advantage of you. And I work as a designer, and I've been utilized as an artist for different NFT communities where I've had they've had me use their NFTs as POAPs. I've designed them stuff, done it for free because POAPs are free. Then those POAPs have been minted onto OpenSea, and then people have sold those POAPs as NFTs, and then everybody gets angry. So I definitely understand it's a touchy subject, especially when you start wanting to use POAPs as loyalty rewards,
yeah,
and turn them into a utility than more of
yeah,
just a proof of
exactly.
attendance.
That's
And
exactly what I'm on right there. Like
yeah.
you hit it right on the head right there. Use it as a loyalty reward and a utility. So they
Hmm.
can always keep coming back, and now they could buy school clothes. They could buy sneakers for school. Buy it's
Yep.
springtime is coming around. I have a lot of designs coming. I have tons of NFTs that I could throw on these shirts, and I could have there's all kind of crazy
Yep.
stuff I could do. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, one of the first times that I introduced POAPs to a larger community, I went to a party in Austin with a bunch of hoity-toity CEOs. Like, I mean, these people were big time, and I had 500 POAPs. And I'm in the car driving to the party to Austin, in the Discord on, trying to get these codes minted because I had the same problem that you did. They were like, "Why do you need 500?" And I was like, "Literally, I'm going to a party that I need 500." And luckily because I'm genetics, I got it. But that's a different story. Um, but yeah, when I showed the CEOs of these companies the utility of POAP, they had the same thought you did. But I'm not sure POAP wants to be used in the way that you want it to be used. So,
Right.
but yeah, you and I are thinking the same way. POAPs are for memories, not for profit. I understand. Um, but yeah, Rizzo, you and I are on the same like wavelength as far as like utility of NFTs. So maybe loyalty NFTs is where you and I can connect, and that may not be a POAP, but maybe a different kind of NFT.
Exactly. See that's a that's a focused lane that definitely we could go on because I was thinking about different platforms, like I said, Polygon, right? I
Hmm.
have a few of them on Polygon, which comes with similar utilities, right? I have them tied to real life utilities. I have them tied to my real life businesses that I
Yeah.
own. Own
Well,
a real estate business, own a funding corporation, and I own the design, the clothing brand.
I got some people I can connect you with. So
That's awesome.
Let's connect. But yeah.
That's awesome. Let's do it. So when is
All
that?
right.
When is that POAP coming out?
I think that I just successfully sent it. So if you go to that channel and type /POAP or /claim, it should. I don't know. I'm trying it myself now. Probably.
What
Hey, it did
channel?
seem to work.
What
Sorry,
channel?
the POAP claim channel. It's below. It's at the bottom of that chat list. It's POAP-claim. Go to there and type in /claim, and it just worked for me, so I bet it will work for you. It said 840 people were eligible, so that's a pretty good count. And so it is
Hold on, where?
again /claim.
I can't
To
see
me,
it.
it's POAP-claim.
Oh, yo, I see it. I see it. /claim. What else?
Yeah.
Okay, just type claim in there.
Yes. I've discovered that if the bot gets too many requests at one time, it cannot process all of them, and so it will show your /claim text, and you may not get it. You should wait a few seconds and then try it again. And BAES base math,
Is it?
but you did an exclamation mark. It is a /claim.
Is it /claim or is it exclamation? It's slash.
It is /claim.
Okay.
You can also just DM DGen with the words GM or word.
Good
Send
morning.
it to GM, and it
Do you
just
need my Do you need my POAP address or is this gonna go?
the bot will give you a link. You follow the link, and then you put in your address.
Oh, okay. Let's say the POAP claim.
Which bot are we using today?
DGen.
We're using
We're
DGen.
using DGen.
DGen
I
is
just-
a fantastic platform for distribution. I'll be honest, I was hesitant about it. I'm like, who wants to use a bot called DGen? But it is a fantastic way to distribute to do a high quality distribution of POAPs.
When it's not in jail.
And so, I'm sorry.
That's
When
awesome.
it's not in jail.
Thank you, God.
Yeah. In this case, what it does is, if you have a Discord that uses DGen bot, when you begin a call, you sort of turn the bot on, and it will monitor participants in the call for the duration of the call. And then when you end the call, it'll say, "Okay, I saw 840 people in your call. Upload your codes," and you upload the codes, and then the DGen bot distributes them. So it is a very awesome tool. Thanks to 0Gs and the Bankless DAO community for producing that. That was a good ad.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the intro.
I gotta go tuck kids into bed. So
Yep. Genetics, Rizzo, everybody else, so glad you joined us tonight. Oops, we're glad to have you. All the hosts and the POAP folks. Looking forward to seeing everyone again next week.
It's telling me right now to wait till later, then look back in my thing. It should be there.
Yeah, it'll be there.
All right, awesome. I claimed it though, man. Y'all, I'm glad I came on this chat right here, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right, take care. Bye.
Toodaloo's.